Dominate retail shelves. The real game isn't just getting on the shelf, it's staying there, getting that crucial repeat order. So we're going to break down exactly how to shift your mindset, ditch some outdated strategies, and engineer those automatic restocks. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's tackle a massive misconception right out of the gate. Brands are constantly falling into this trap, right? On paper, it sounds totally logical. Offer more models, give the customer tons of choice, and boom, you get more sales. But the harsh reality of the retail floor, it just doesn't work like that. Throwing a massive variety of devices and models onto the shelf actually leads to a much slower sell-through across the board. And when sell-through slows down, you hit a brick wall. Zero reorders. You're basically diluting your own demand by competing against yourself.
Just put yourself in the store owner's shoes for a second. Imagine standing behind the counter, staring at a completely cluttered display packed with slightly different variations of the exact same brand. They are completely paralyzed by choice. They're thinking, which one do I push? Which one is actually going to sell? Listen, store owners are incredibly busy people. They literally do not have the time to track the tiny differences in performance between 10 almost identical products. And if they don't know exactly what's moving, they just won't reorder anything at all. That confusion kills the reorder pipeline dead.
So this perfectly highlights the difference between what we call the overlaunch trap and the focus solution. The trap is all about shelf confusion, slow stock rotation, and diluted demand. The fix? You have to be absolutely ruthless. Cut the slow flavors. Cut the slow models. Repeat orders come from intense focus, not endless variety. We're talking about narrowing your whole operation down to just 1 or 2 core devices and maybe 2 to 3 winning flavors. By severely restricting the options, you consolidate your demand. You make the choice a no-brainer for the customer and a totally obvious reorder for the retailer. Now, the absolute most critical metric in this entire playbook comes down to a single number: 7. You have exactly 7 days to make your product move. That first week is make or break. If literally nothing sells in week 1, the retailer has already mentally checked out. To them, your product is just dead space taking up prime real estate. You can't just drop off your stock, cross your fingers, and hope for the best. You have an incredibly tight, high-pressure window, just 7 days, to prove you actually belong on that floor.
To survive that critical first week and beat that 7-day clock, you've got to execute a rapid-fire sequence of tactics. Number 1, drive trial immediately. Get units into people's hands with aggressive sampling or try-me campaigns. Number 2, give the store staff a really clear, tangible reason to push your specific product over the guy sitting right next to you. And number 3, use those first 2 steps to create undeniable momentum fast. Why? Because no early movement means absolutely no second chance. You have to manufacture that initial velocity yourself.
It all boils down to a really simple equation. One clear hero product is infinitely better than 10 average options. When a shelf is just flooded with SKUs, you trigger intense decision fatigue for the buyer. A winning shelf is a clean shelf. It's highly focused. It's super easy to point to and recommend. To truly own that retail space, you have to prove that one standout slam dunk product easily beats a cluttered catalog of, well, mediocrity. And this leads to a fundamental retail truth. The staff push is greater than everything else combined. Store clerks are the unsung gatekeepers of your success. If they're confused by your range, your product is basically dead on arrival, period. You have to simplify things just for them. Give them just 1 or 2 crystal clear recommendations so when a customer asks, "Hey, what do you suggest?" your product is the absolute easiest thing to say. And definitely reward them for pushing those specific items. Staff need total clarity, not some complex menu of options to memorize.
When you bring that level of focus, you naturally build massive retailer confidence by proactively addressing their absolute biggest fears. Retailers hate financial risk. Dead stock and slow-moving models gathering dust, that is their nightmare. So you step in with real solutions. You offer to swap out slow SKUs. You provide credit note options to essentially buy back unsold goods. It's a financial safety net. By showing total flexibility and taking the risk of dead inventory right off their plate, you build incredible trust, and trust is the exact currency that gets you the reorder.
All of this strategy builds toward the ultimate goal, establishing a hero product instead of dragging around a massive catalog. Think about what a hero product really is. It's something with such intense, razor-sharp brand recognition that a customer walks through the front door already asking for it by name. At that point, the retailer doesn't even have to sell it anymore. They literally just hand it over the counter. When you achieve that level of demand through intense focus, that's the magic moment. That is when reorders become completely automatic.
But listen,
Even with the total hero product, you can't just sit by the phone waiting for it to ring. You need a proactive cadence to control the timing of the transaction. Check their stock weekly. Highlight exactly which of your items are flying off the shelves to remind them of the success. And suggest the reorder early, way before they hit zero. Don't wait for them to realize they need you. You need to guide them right into that reorder smoothly and proactively.
So pulling this all together, your automatic repeat order engine relies entirely on a proven framework with 4 key pillars working in perfect harmony. First, a focused range, cutting out all that dead weight. Second, fast sell-through, moving quickly in those first crucial 7 days. Third, staff clarity, making it totally effortless for the floor staff to recommend you. And finally, retailer confidence, proactively removing their financial risk. Master these 4 elements, and I guarantee you, you will dominate the floor.
I'm going to leave you with a final, pretty provocative quote from our source material today. The problem is not just slow flavors, it's slow models, and too many of them. In vape, more SKUs don't make you stronger, they make you invisible. Take a second to really let that sink in. While this specifically talks about the vape market, this core retail principle applies absolutely everywhere. Think about it the next time you're tempted to pitch a massive, complex catalog to a store. Are you really expanding your reach? Or are you just making your brand completely disappear into the noise? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep that focus tight.